Twinkle, twinkle, Christmas star, way up high is where you are, shining bright for all to see. On the top of our tree, twinkle, twinkle, Christmas tree, way up high is where you are.
Now, I would like to ask you some questions about yourself. Would you like to work as a teacher in a rule-free school?
Rule-free? No, absolutely not. I would rather work as a teacher in a school has rules, because the rules makes the student disciplined and obedient, which is the quite essential to study in a school. Rules help students to complete the homework by deadline and obey to the teacher, so that misbehavior will be eliminated.
Why do people need to say thank you?
I believe that people need to say thank you in order to recognize the efforts and the kindness of others. Apart from that, it is also a beautiful way to express the appreciation and respect to other people as well, which create a better world for people to live in.
On what occasions do you say thank you?
I usually say thank you when someone do something for me. It doesn't have to be anything big. Small things are enough to make me say thank you. For example, if my sister fetch a drink for me, then I would definitely say thank you when I receive her drink.
Have you ever sent a thank you card to others?
Yes, absolutely. When I was a small child, I used to write thank you cards to every friends of mine on Thanksgiving Day. It was a way for us to celebrate the Thanksgiving festival, and it was a nice tradition for primary students to learn the festival of the other country.
Are there people of different ages living in this city?
Yes, absolutely. People from all walks of life lived in my city. They treasure the opportunity to live in my city, as my city is a capital of the country, allowing it to have facilities and modern amenities. My city is also the cluster of businesses and organizations, allowing it to offer higher salary and more job opportunities for people.
Are the people friendly in the city?
Yes, absolutely. People in the city are quite friendly as long as you don't cause any annoying stuff to them. And as long as you are kind to everyone, then they will treat you equally to what you treat them. Apart from that, you can see that people in my country, in my city are also hospitable. They would invite a foreigner into their meals and offered the foreigners drinks of alcohol.
Do you often see your neighbors?
Absolutely, yes. Whenever I go out into the street, I would see a few of them going around. They are usually the elderly people because children would go to school while the young adults would have to go to work and earn a living. Only the elderlies were behind in their own home to guard their house.
Is the city friendly to children and old people?
Absolutely, yes. My city is quite friendly to children and old people. They even have the policy that is quite beneficial for old citizens and children. For example, they can be prioritized when it comes to seats on the bus or in any public transportation. Apart from that, children and elderly citizens also receive priorities when it comes to ordering food in fast food restaurants and in fine dining restaurants.
Now, I am going to give you a topic, and you will talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Remember to take notes.
Let me take a moment to describe a disagreement that I had with my friend, who is my childhood friend. We had a serious discussion, which turned into a huge fight for our university presentation. It's happened about 5 years ago when we were still university students in FTU University. My friends want to showcase points in her own style, whereas I didn't listen to her. I wanted to follow my style, and we couldn't reach the agreement between us. So my friends decided to have an open discussion with other members in order to choose the suitable style for our presentation slide. And it turned out that she gets more votes than I did. At the end of the day, we had to follow her wish, and after that, I decided to leave my friends because I don't want to follow her just like a loyal dog. I wanted everyone to have equal opinions in the matter, and they should also respect my viewpoint as well. So at the end of the day, I decided to leave the groups, and for the sake of my mark, I told my teacher to mark me individually. instead of in a group.
Earlier, we talked about describe a disagreement you had with someone. Now I will ask you some more questions related to this topic. How do we show respect to others when we disagree with them?
I think that we should show our respect to other people by listening to their opinions with undivided attention. And after we listen to the whole stories, we could ask questions related to their stories and opinions so that they can delve deeper into their viewpoints and helps them give a broader views regarding their opinion.
Why do some people avoid arguing with others?
With other because they want to show that they want peace. They don't want to fight with other people. Fighting is meaningless to them. In their opinion, they want to have a peace of mind. They don't want to care too much about fighting and quarrel.
What disagreements do parents and children usually have?
I believe that parents and children usually have disagreements regarding their expectations. Why parents expect their children to get good marks and be excellent students in school. Children, on the other hand, prefer playing games and have more free time so that they can relax and recharge their battery.
Who do you think should teach children to respect their teacher?
I believe parents should be the one responsible for teaching children to respect teachers. Parents are living with their children 24 hours per day, allowing them to teach their children through modeling. Modeling behavior of parents is a perfect way for children to learn. They can copy and imitate their parents' interactions so as to grow. And this is the most effective way to quickly learn to respect teachers.
How can listening improve our understanding of different opinions?
I believe that listening can significantly improve listening ability of people because listening carefully allows people to grasp all of the main points of the stories and the anecdotes of the counterparts, which is quite essential for people to understand other people. Also, by listening, people can pay attention to details so as to judge rightly and make the right decision.
Why do you think peace is prioritized over arguments?
I believe that peace is prioritized over arguments because bringing peace to the world and to the quarrels allowed people to avoid exhausting and saving energy, which is quite essential for people to stay young and keep fit. Apart from that, having peace is what people enjoy as it allows people to develop and growth in a more fruitful way. Arguments will only bring fights, wars, which can damage both parties.
How can parents balance expectations with children's need for relaxation?
I think that parents should set their time for study at a more reasonable amount. For example, 3 hours of studying and then 1 hour of playing. The ratio should be 3/1, which allows the students to feel relaxed and less pressured. Apart from that, parents should also expect less so that the children can feel at ease, which is quite essential for their mentality and emotional well being.
Why is modeling behavior important in teaching respect?
I believe that modeling is essential because it allows even the smallest children to learn effectively and quickly. Modeling is actually the way that most people learn. Usually, we observe other people, especially our parents, to know how to solve problems in communication. It is actually the only way that most people learn to deal with different situations in their life.
Would you like to work as a teacher in a rule-free school?
Absolutely not. I would like to work in a school with rules because rules allows the student to become obedient and follow the teachers willingly. This is essential for learning because children are usually with bad behaviors and misbehavior, which often prevents them from learning effectively. So, with rules, we can enhance their learning experience so that the children can absorb the information and the knowledge productively. Absolutely not. I would like to work in a school with rules because rules allows the student to become obedient and follow the teachers will.
On what occasions do you say, "Thank you"?
I usually say thank you in different occasions, even the smallest occasion, like when my sister fetch a drink for me. I think that saying thank you is a beautiful act to show that we acknowledge the efforts and the kindness of others. This could help build a better world in which we can thrive as human being, and we can create a much better world in which people respect and appreciate each other. I usually say thank you in different occasions, even the smallest occasion, like when my sister fetch a drink for me. I think that saying thank
Describe a disagreement you had with someone.
Let me take a moment to describe a disagreement I had with someone. Her name is Emily. She was my best friend. Um, she is my childhood friend. We grew up in the same neighborhood and attended the same schools. On a day during our summer vacation, we had to submit a presentation to the professor. My friend and I were in the same group. We had different ideas regarding the presentation. Both of us wanted the presentation to go smoothly, so we had different idea and we threw into the presentation with all of our best. However, because we all wanted the best of us in the presentation, it turned out that we had a huge fight because we didn't want to give in to other people. We didn't want to give in to the other. So at the end of the day, we had a huge fight and we had to resolve the disagreement by completing an IELTS test. Whoever got the highest score would get to decide what would be included in the presentation. Thankfully, I won with the highest score. Well, I mean, with a higher score. So she had to give in to me. After that, I felt satisfied, but I guess like I lost a friend. Let me take a moment to describe a disagreement I had with someone. Her name is Emily. She was my best friend. She is my childhood friend. We grew up in the same neighborhood. And let me take a moment to describe a disagreement I had with someone. Her name is Emily. She is my childhood friend, but she's also my best friend. We grew up in the same neighborhood and attended the same schools. During our summer vacation, it was 5 years ago, where we had to present a presentation before the class. Both of us wanted to put the best of us into the presentation, so we threw into the presentation all of the unique elements of us. Uh, Unfortunately, we couldn't find the balance between two of us. My friends wanted to present in her style. Meanwhile, I want her to follow me, which resulted in a huge fight. At the end of the day, we had to resolve the disagreement by doing a test, an IQ test. It turned out that I had a higher score than my friend. So we have to follow my decision. At the end of the day, I lost a friend, but I felt satisfied with the result of my presentation. Let me take a moment to describe a disagreement I had with someone. Her name is Emily. She is my childhood friend, but she's also my best friend. We grew up in the same neighborhood. Let me take a moment to describe an argument I had with someone who was my best friend. Her name is Emily. We used to be childhood friends. We grew up in the same neighborhood and attended the same primary and secondary school. 5 years ago, we had to submit a presentation to the professor during the first semester. We all wanted to put the best of us into the presentation, so we couldn't find the balance between us. My friend wanted me to follow her, meanwhile, I wanted her to follow me. We had a huge fight. It seems like she was displeased with my attitude, and I was also hated her oppressive personality. So we came up with a solution, which was to use an IQ test result to decide which would be the one to decide for our presentation. It turned out that I had an excellent score on the IQ test, so my friend had to follow my decision. At the end of the day, I lost a friend, but I was satisfied with my presentation. Let me take a moment to describe an argument I had with someone who was my best friend. Her name is Emily. We used to be childhood friends. We grew up in the same neighborhood and attended the same primary and secondary school. 5 years ago, we had to submit a presentation to the professor during the first semester. We all wanted to put the best of us into the presentation, so we couldn't find the balance between us. Let me take a moment to describe a disagreement I had with my friend. Her name is Emily. She is my childhood friend and my best friend. We had a huge disagreement. Let me take a moment to describe a disagreement I had with someone. Her name is Emily. She was my childhood friend. We grew up in the same neighborhood and attended the same primary and secondary school. 5 years ago, during our first semester at the university, we had to submit a presentation to the professor. We were in the same pair. It turned out that my friend wanted to follow her ideas, meanwhile, I wanted her to follow mine. At the end of the day, we had a huge fight as we couldn't find the balance between our perspectives. We had to use an IQ test to decide who would be the one to decide. Thankfully, the result test was on my side. I had a higher score compared to her. But it seems like at that moment I lost my friend, even though I had the presentation which followed my willing and wishes. Let me take a moment to describe a disagreement I had with someone. Her name is Emily. She was my childhood friend. We grew up in the same neighborhood and attended the same. Let me take a moment to describe a disagreement I had with someone. Her name is Emily. She is my childhood friend, and we grew up in the same neighborhood. During our first semester in the university, we had a huge fight regarding the topic and the outline of the presentation. My friend wanted me to follow her while I wanted the vice versa. We couldn't reach the agreement, so we had to use a test score to decide the result. It turns out that I had a higher IQ score compared to my friend, so I was the one to decide. From then on, it seems like I lost my friend, even though I got what I wanted. Let me take a moment to describe a disagreement I had with someone. Her name is Emily. She is my childhood friend, and we grew up in the same neighborhood. During our first semester in the university, we had a huge fight regarding the topic and the outline of the presentation. My friend wanted me to follow her while I wanted the vice versa. We couldn't reach the. Let me take a moment to describe a disagreement I had with someone. Her name is Emily. She is my childhood friend. We grew up in the same neighborhood. We have known each other for many years. During our first semester in the university, we had a huge fight regarding the topic and the outline of the presentation. My friend wanted me to follow her ideas while I wanted the opposite. We couldn't reach an agreement, so we had to use a test score to decide the result. It turns out that I had a higher IQ score compared to my friend, so I was the one to decide. This made me feel a bit guilty. From then on, it seems like I lost my friend even though I got what I wanted. I felt sad about the situation because our friendship was really important to me. I wish we could have talked more and found a way to solve our disagreement without hurting each other. Let me take a moment to describe a disagreement I had with someone. Her name is Emily. She is my childhood friend. We grew up in the same neighborhood. We have known each other for many years. During our first semester in the university, we had a huge fight regarding the topic and the outline of the presentation.
Why do some people avoid arguing with others?
I think that some people avoid arguing with others because they want to find peace. They I believe that people avoid arguing with others because they want to find peace. I believe that some people avoid arguing with others because they prefer peace over conflicts. People enjoy having a peace of their mind so that they can feel relaxed and maintain their energy. People would avoid words and conflicts at all costs. After all, words and conflicts only result in an exhausting situation in which both parties are damaged and hurt. I believe that some people avoid arguing with others because they prefer peace over conflicts. People enjoy having a peace of their mind so that they can feel relaxed and maintain their energy. People, I believe that some people avoid arguing with others because they prefer peace over conflicts. These people enjoy to having enjoy having a peace of their mind. I believe that some people avoid arguing with others because they prefer peace over conflicts. These people tend to enjoy maintaining their energy and staying healthy. These people want to avoid words and conflicts at all cost because they know that words and conflicts will only result in exhausting situations in which both parties are damaged and hurt. I believe that some people avoid arguing with others because they prefer peace over conflicts. These people tend to enjoy maintaining their energy and staying healthy. These people want to avoid words and conflicts at all cost because they know that
Now turn to section 4.
You will hear part of a lecture about the study on Australian crocodiles. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40. Around 10 years ago, Australia Zoo, the University of Queensland and Queensland Parks and Wildlife undertook a project to monitor the movements and behaviour of the crocodiles in Lakefield National Park. The aim of the study was to provide better information on how adult crocodiles there interact within a river system, enabling people to have better decisions on how to manage crocodile populations. This project can lead the world in crocodile management because of the use of satellite, which enables scientists to stably receive accurate information being sent back to them on the computer. Even though the crocodiles can travel very long distances, scientists can still know where they are and study their habits. The study is going to help scientists gain further knowledge on crocodile behavior, which can help make informed decisions on the management plans for crocodiles, not only in Australia, but around the world. Crocodile tracking isn't a new idea in Australia. Crocodile studies have been previously conducted by radio. A miniature electronic device was implanted under the skin of these animals, and they were released back into the river. These tags enabled scientists to track the movements of these particular crocodiles over the next 10 years. Of course, there are some unexpected challenges. The data transmitted from each receiver is recorded by some devices employed in the receiving stations. However, some devices are too old that they always lose signals due to a variety of reasons. So they can't track those animals which they have been studying for months. In order to study the crocodiles, they must first be captured so that the device can be put on them. But this is a very difficult task because they are alert and afraid of being followed by humans. So it might take the team several hours to capture one. The tracking device has signal transmitters inside and it's waterproof. It is attached to the head of the crocodile, so the crocodile cannot remove the device with its feet or tail. The research has begun to reveal the movements of crocodiles. Data showed that crocodiles tend to be more active at night time. The GPS sometimes shows that in some areas, the crocodiles are overpopulated, so scientists at the park have to use a helicopter to relocate the crocodiles in order to control their population in the area. A crocodile would be taken many kilometers away from its original place. However, scientists found that the relocation methods were ineffective because the relocated crocodiles will return to their original location, following the most direct route within 1 week. The tracking data shows that the crocodiles swim right back to where they came from when moved. Crocodiles sometimes travel hundreds of kilometers from Indonesia to Australia in order to reproduce. It is interesting to see that they can always find their way and they will not get lost in the ocean. Scientists realized that crocodiles are able to navigate. This is an important ability for them when they have to migrate for very long distances. We may wonder if human beings can learn from the crocodiles and find our way without using technology. However, through lots of research and experiments, scientists conclude that crocodiles can tell directions by using their senses to the sun, so that they know where they're going. This is an ability which human beings don't possess. Another finding is that, like the migration of birds who can travel thousands and thousands of kilometers, crocodiles have the same system to help them travel. The research is still going on in northern Australia. Scientists are working hard to gather more information about this amazing creature.
Now turn to section 4.
You will hear part of a lecture about the study.
Satellite hay lờ, radio không SC. Okay. Mẹ ơi, con vừa học bài này. Twinkle, twinkle, Christmas star, way up high is where you are. On the top, I am shining bright, all to see. On the top of our tree, twinkle, twinkle, Christmas tree, way up high is where you are. Hay không?
Nhưng mà con không hát rộng rãi.
Giọng giả thật kệ xừ.
Hả?
Hát được là được.
Nói thì còn giọng hay, giọng thật nó hay.
Có đồng hồ đâu nhỉ? Bánh gì nè.
Hôm nay mẹ ghi ghi lại bài hát mà hát chiều nay ấy. Mẹ thấy không thích hát nữa vì thấy hát không hay. Ghi lại mẹ nghe mẹ hát rồi. Cái giọng nó cứ làm sao yếu vì hát giọng giảm nên là yếu. Lâu không ghi âm này ghi âm độ trước hát thì có gì đỡ hơn độ này. Chắc là hát bài mới chưa sợ.
Câu này, đoạn 1 là câu này đúng không?
Để phải luyện lại.
Yes.
Nhiều hát nhiều mới quen.
Rất kỳ nè. Đây là đoạn 1 hay là đây là đoạn 1 nè. Ta. Bài nào ta. Fears. đâu, cái đấy nó có sẵn rồi. Bây giờ con mới bỏ ra thì mẹ mới nhìn thấy. Không.
Bộ y tế người ta đã nói rồi.
Carry yourself.